Larry King, the legendary host and TV icon, died at the age of 87 from the coronavirus, as a matter of fact. He had conducted over 40,000 interviews and made it into the Guinness Book of World Records. In an era where media hosts would ask multiple questions, be very emotional, and interrupt others, he would mostly listen. He would ask, "Why? What do you think?" and listen. It was surprising. It separated him from the rest. Among his interviewees were all the presidents of the US, from Nixon onward. In addition, he interviewed Margaret Thatcher, Vladimir Putin, Martin Luther King Jr., Nelson Mandela, Frank Sinatra, Marlon Brando, Mike Tyson, Paul McCartney, and you, Michael Lightman.
Indeed.
I remember how at the end of your interview, he told the operators, "I want to talk more with him. Give us more time." So I wanted to, first of all, reminisce about him, but more importantly, talk about the art of listening.
True. He was able to make one feel that he was in a conversation with him.
That the person was important to him, yes?
Yes, and he would listen and hear. Although at first I didn't feel any particular interest towards me on his part, a mere 10 minutes or later, or less, I didn't time it, he began to change. He started to absorb the tone of the conversation and live in it.
And empathize?
Empathize. It was completely...
And he'd openly show his empathy?
Oh, yes.
I wanted to talk to you in general about the ability to listen to others.
The ability to listen to others is God's gift.
Really?
Of course. Who knows how to listen in our day and age?
Indeed, everyone listens to themselves.
Of course. No one. Not even psychologists. They only care to push their ideas on you. They don't establish the inner connection with their patients, nor do people usually care to do so with someone they talk with or interview. There's nothing like that today.
In fact, this is an art, the most important art.
Yes, this is what he was famous for.
Okay.
We had nothing planned in advance.
An unplanned talk?
An unplanned meeting. I was practically answering questions. The questions that were of interest to him, and in no way to him as an interviewer, but to him as a person who wants to make sense of his life. What's going on in his family, life, work, his worldview.
That's interesting.
He understood me, meaning he didn't respond only to things that were relevant to his interview, with all else being marginalized, as usually happens with all paparazzi. Not at all. He absorbed everything as relating to himself.
Tell me, what in your opinion is the most important quality of a media host? Now that Larry King is gone and we see that these new personas come on stage that care mostly to show themselves off, in general, what should be the main attributes of a good media host? To be able to get to the essence of a person, what do they need to know how to execute?
In order to reveal one's essence, you must connect with him. Don't try to cue him.
No?
You shouldn't, because if you boost him up, he'll be like a child in your arms, light and shallow, and you'll not see his inner essence. You need to create the conditions for him to open up on his own, and in such a way, mind you, that he never planned on doing so or even considered saying such things.
And this could only happen when the interviewer asks a question and annuls himself, right? When he gets consumed by listening?
Not just annuls, but wants to become part of his interviewee, empathize with him. Share the experience with him, not simply show sympathy for him. Especially important is to refrain from trying to catch a person on something or manipulate him in any way. Larry King made me feel that he was interested, genuinely interested in understanding me.
That is the most important thing.
Yes, as I was speaking to him, I could feel that someone very close to him was experiencing major health issues that were weighing heavily on him. He left it behind and got completely engulfed in our conversation. It captivated him more than his own problems. That's why he was so taken with our discussion and chose to prolong the interview. He didn't want to leave. He was holding my hand. But I could tell that he had no choice. He was going straight to the hospital after our talk. I was very impressed. In the end, it was I who interviewed him. Although it was not my job or my goal, I was left deeply impressed by him. Specifically by this turn of events, by what he could accomplish. He remained true to his humanity,